Hi and welcome back. So I have been helping a few people with their longevity journeys on a one-to-one basis for well over 2 years now. And with each new client, I've now got 5, I've been consistently developing the processes, the procedures and the information flows, etc. to make it as comprehensive and as straightforward as possible. The first 5 clients all approach me, but I think I'm now at the point where I can offer these services to a few more people, especially now I've retired and I've got more time on my hands. If you think you may be interested, stick around and I will explain the concept in a little bit more detail. A little bit of history. Sean, who was my first client and a long-time follower of the channel, looked for a lifestyle coach to help him with his longevity journey. He said he found quite a few online, but told me choosing one was very difficult. Firstly, because they didn't really have much in the way of social proof, just generic websites and the odd Instagram page. And like the numerous 24-year-old life coaches, he found it hard to relate to them. They seemed to understand the theory, but they lacked the practical, personal, real-life experiences. Things like understanding what it's really like to exercise or just live with the limitations that middle and late middle age can bring with it. As Sean put it, they knew what to say, but they weren't really sure why they were saying it. And with no practical frame of reference, they didn't understand how it all tied together. They appear to be young internet entrepreneurs who follow the mantra, fake it until you make it. My other clients didn't follow the same route. They all just shot me an email and asked me if I would do it. As you may know, I do have a Patreon account, Subscribe Star account, and a Substack site where people can make donations if they like my content and would like to support the channel. I also have a Ko-fi account where people can buy me a coffee for exactly the same reason. Now, I've made it clear that these donation platforms will not give donors any extra access to information. The information I post on YouTube is for everyone and it will obviously always be free. And I will never put any of my content behind a paywall. With this one-to-one assistance, I'm simply streamlining the information that's already on the channel in at least one of the more than now 1,000 videos that I've uploaded, and then passing on the specific irrelevant information. I'm not withholding anything from YouTube to pass on to those who want this one-to-one interaction. When the channel was smaller, I could take the time to answer the 10 or 15 comments per video asking me for specific detail, and also send links to my videos when there were only a handful of them to actually look through. But as the channel grew and the number of videos I needed to reference also grew, this task obviously became unachievable. So what's the aim of the Longevity Tribe element of my longevity experiment? That's what I've decided to call it, the Longevity Tribe. In brief, it's for me to help those who ask to establish their baseline metrics and then design a bespoke anti-aging supplement stack and a series of longevity lifestyle interventions with the aim of extending their health span and also their lifespan, and ideally reducing their biological age too. So who would find the Longevity Tribe beneficial? Do you think it could be you? I would say it's for anyone with more than just a passing interest in longevity and extending their health span. Someone who really wants to take that first step and actually do something about their health. Also, someone who may need regular encouragement or even being held to account. Another thing is that new subscribers very seldom go through the 1,000 back catalogue of videos I've now got. That's over 100 hours of watch time in an effort to catch up with my longevity experiment. The Longevity Tribe is a way to access all that information during our one-to-one interactions and then use it to formulate their own tailored plan. Recording data is vital to see what is and isn't working and knowing what data is actually important to track. I've learned a lot, mainly through trial and error, about the most effective and efficient ways to plan, execute and record longevity data. Many self-proclaimed gurus on social media platforms, such as YouTube, will tell you what to do, but not what they're doing, let alone what results they're actually achieving. And a lot of them are well under the age of 50, so a lot of what they say is theory and is not based on first-hand knowledge. A collaborative partnership will be with, as my friend Steve put it, someone who's talking the talk, walking the walk, and also sharing all elements of that journey too. Steve also said, would you trust your parachute instructor if all they had was an academic certificate, but they'd never actually jumped? How would you feel standing in the door just before your first solo jump, knowing that they're not going to follow you out the door? Early on in the process, one person did ask me to write an anti-aging course, I even had a training course designer lined up. They offered to work with me to write a course that they would then sell on Udemy. This training course approach, after I thought about it for a while, in my humble opinion, would be too linear, too generic, too cookie cutter, if you like. And a one-size-fits-all approach would not allow for a bespoke solution. We're all different. We all have different aspirations, and as we age, we all have unique limitations. So our journeys should be similar, but also very, very different. There are, of course, elements of learning incorporated into the one-to-one model, but these are focused and specific and not broad or generic. To date, the help I have been given has developed from an hourly rate to a daily rate to a modular plan and now on to a far more popular monthly rate. The process starts with preparation for data collection and then actual data collection. Then on to collaborative bespoke lifestyle interventions and a targeted supplement protocol. All the longevity interventions are based on your individual needs and goals, culminating in a review, evaluation, and then the setting of future goals. Each module produces a product that then feeds the next set of bespoke actions. But how bespoke is bespoke? How personalized is the assistance that I can offer? So the initial email, that covers the overview, etc., and the second email, which contains the baseline data questionnaire to date, are the only two elements that have been generic to every client. And subsequent interactions have all been different. And as the collaboration continues, the interaction with each participant becomes more and more personalized and more unique. As you can imagine, this personalized approach is very labor intensive and also time consuming. This is the reason I can't take on a large number of clients. Also, it's important to note that I'm not a medical professional, so my advice is just that, it's only really advice. But an essential underpinning facet that's built into the partnerships I already have with my existing clients is the need for interaction with some kind of medical professional. And this professional's advice will always take precedence over our pre-agreed course of action. Even YouTube doctors who give advice during their videos on longevity-related topics such as fasting, exercise, supplementation, the vegan diet, the carnivore diet, and all diets in between, will always say that you should speak to your doctor before taking their advice. That said, your doctor may not prescribe to the citizen scientist approach to lifestyle and longevity, and may think that only once you've actually got type 2 diabetes, you should be prescribed Metformin, or once your so-called bad cholesterol is too high, you should then be prescribed a statin. If this is the case, it might be time to look for a new doctor, or at least to get a second opinion. Now, not all doctors are stuck in the dark ages, but after this video, I'd like you to go and Google what is the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer in the USA, and I'm guessing it must be similar in other countries too. And if it doesn't come up with a Johns Hopkins study, then add Johns Hopkins study to the search. Let's now briefly look at what happens during Module 1. Once you've expressed an interest, I can send you an overview of each module and also the initial questionnaire. Then you can set up the Google Docs spreadsheets. I'll send you all the templates. Then, once complete, you can return the initial questionnaire for me to review. Module 2 consists of objective data gathering elements and complete population of your personal data spreadsheets. Now, the aim of Module 1 and 2 is to prepare the foundations and is very much a directed set of tasks. Module 3 and beyond allows for more personal interaction with regard to implementing the longevity interventions and the supplement protocols, discussing the results, recording the results, and looking at things like side effects, etc. Module 3 also allows for a pragmatic approach to evaluating your progress and adjusting the timelines. It also offers us the opportunity to assess the effectiveness of the longevity interventions and adjust as and when necessary. Or even, as we've done in the past, changed some elements completely. Without going into too much detail, all the changes to date, I think, have been extremely positive, with clients in the main proposing to increase the targets that were mutually agreed upon at the start. In the past, there has been some apprehension, and with this, the tendency to set modest goals that could be considered still in their comfort zone. This is okay. The crawl, walk, run strategy ensures that changes in lifestyle, and nobody likes to change, can be driven solely by you. The primary supplement regime, the PSR, in Module 3 essentially covers measurable supplements such as NAD boosters, vitamins, hormones, etc. The secondary supplement regime, the SSR, in Module 4 moves on to preventative, more difficult to measure compounds. And Module 5, at present, consists of at least one annual review and a setting of future goals. So, are you interested? I fully understand the vast majority of you may not be interested at all, maybe for financial reasons, or you may consider yourself too young at this stage in your life. Another reason given by the wife of a client was that she enjoyed my longevity experiment but didn't want to take part. She said it was much like Dancing with the Stars, more of a spectator sport. But if you've just started or you're about to start your longevity journey, and like me 5.5 years ago, you've got far more questions than you've got answers, this may be an option you'd like to explore. If you're interested, my email address will be in the comment section below. Send me an email and simply say, I'm interested. And please let me know what you'd like to be known as. Once I've got your email address, I will send you the introductory email and a more detailed overview of Module 1 and 2. Now, I don't really want to mention the price here because this video is going to stay on YouTube for years. And if I state the price here and it changes, that may then cause some confusion or even frustration in the future. As I've said, I've gone public with this now because I do have far more time on my hands and the process that we've developed is pretty much dialed in. That said, I can't really take on a large number of people all at once. I'm really only looking for maybe another 3 or 4, 5 at the most. So if there is a fair amount of interest, I'll have to take it on a first come, first served basis. As I've said, my email address is in the description below. Send me an email and simply say, I'm interested, and I'll get back to you with an overview of modules 1 and 2 and send you the initial questionnaire. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.